everybody. It's Sunday, and guess what? It's tour the studio day. Hooray. If you're into that sort of thing, you're kind of nosy like I am, I appreciate you being here. And if you're watching on replay, no worries. Let us know if you have questions down below in the comments.
Let us know.
This is P over here.
M over there.
Patricia.
Mariah.
And together,
we are PM Artist Studio.
I just noticed your mic is probably a little... There we go. There. Is that a little better? All right, my Arty friends, do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. Otherwise, we do not know that you are here. We like to know that you are here because we are an arty friendly bunch of folks. It's also how I know that you're here. Like, literally, it shows up on a list, and then I can read your name. Do give those thumbsy upsies if you haven't. You know, that's a little like it down here. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We're very happy that you're here. Hopefully you have subscribed and hit the notification bells and all of that. We do this 4 times a week and sometimes a little extra special one here and there.
Yes.
We've also been doing replays on Saturday. We do 3 of them spaced out through the day. I love the reactions that we've been getting from folks. That makes me super duper happy. Just looking at you, kind of weird, and she didn't like that. I messed with some things. She didn't like that. See, there's her little face lit up, but she don't like. See, she doesn't like it shining on her.
I feel like getting up on top of the table and tap dancing.
Well, and you got to have.
I haven't had enough to drink
to
do that.
Yeah, or start questioning her. All right, my Arty friends, let's say hello. Let's say hello. Participants, we've got Anthony Cody. He's the Baron maker. If you didn't know that, he's also making wands in boxes.
And did you see his amplifier for his cell phone?
Oh no, I didn't see that.
It's brilliant. I mean, you know, not everybody, but my generation's interested in that sort of thing. I put mine on speakerphone all the time anyway.
She does. It sort of drives me crazy.
I know. I don't really care. I'm old enough that it doesn't matter.
Oppo May is here. That's April. Art Curious by MNW. That's Miriam, Bartiz's daughter. That's Jerry. Becky's here. Belinda, Betsy, Colleen, Cookie Wookie. That is Mo. Actually, it's Cookie W.
Yeah.
She took her Ookie away. There'll be questions, and I haven't seen the reply yet, or maybe she just isn't replying. I don't know. Dawn is here. Dana, Devin Rex for Art. That's Yolan. Eddie is here. He's the king of the nerd, if you didn't know. Elizabeth, Ellen, Estella, Gray Like Gray, Griffin Shell, that's Rhonda, Horde of Paper Crafts, that's Mimi, Jennifer McKenna, Joanne, Carla, Lexi, Lagia, a little this and that, that's Jennifer, Lizanne, Lydia, Marsha, I got my bracelet on today, Marsha.
Oh, Marsha, I put my necklace on.
She has her necklace on, look at that, Marsha. Today's jewelry brought to you by Marsha. Nadine is here. Patricia, Panka, Ricky, Nordmeyer, your bubble wrap is exceptional. And then I think even Yanka got in on the bubble wrap post over there in Makers. If you didn't know about Makers, that's Makers Mix Media Art and Artist Facebook group.
I have some somewhere, but I think Mariah put it away.
And Sandy's here. If I missed you, it wasn't on purpose. You didn't show up in the list. Just give me extra pinky hello hands. I will get you helloed. Promise. All right, here's how it's going to work today. I'm going to take this camera off of the little thing, which makes me very nervous. But I'm going to try to do it in prior to me switching scenes, so that way y'all don't go on a roller coaster ride. So we're going to see how that works. Here we go. Are y'all ready? Let me take a swig of coffee. This makes me nervous because, like, I'm touching things and wires and things, and then, you know, you just don't know. Hi, Darcy.
Yes. We know
Hello,
it's working
Anne.
right now. We're not sure if it shall continue working. But I see that you put an extra clamp up there.
I did, because that wire was sort of loosey-goosey, and it was kind of doing some weird things.
Leaning over towards the rubber.
Y'all about to see.
The rubber thumbs.
Y'all are about to see the Griswold situation that goes on over here at the PM Artist Studio.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes. Okay. Actually, I made a P face cam. We're going to go just straight to her, so that way you don't have to watch me fill this out and, you know, make scary faces. So, yeah, I know. Now let's see. Okay. Hopefully that's turned
Oh, wow. Look at that clean desk back behind there.
I know. Look at that.
Isn't that amazing?
So let's go back to top view. Look at that. Now, should I leave us? Now, it's going to be, I'm going to kind of be blank. Ooh.
Okay, I'm not seeing anything yet on my
Hold on.
computer. Oh, whoa.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm shaky. And I need a gimbal, but seriously, ooh. Okay. Is it gonna
hold your arms to your side.
I am. Okay, and I'm standing up. Okay, so this is from the back corner here. That way you guys really appreciate it. Look at all that wiring and everything. Hold on. I'm gonna try to not have it. And I had way too much coffee. Sorry. There we go. Maybe that's a little better. That's a little steadier.
Oh my gosh, you know that just cracks me up because I don't really think about that.
What?
The overhead business going on here.
I know, it's crazy seeing it from here. And look at my drawer. We're going to get a light for it. Look at that. Oh, that's the ink drawer. All right, so now I'm going to come around over here. I'm going to be kind of flying blind, so he's going to have to kind of explain things. If y'all have questions, you need to ask her. She's in charge of the chat. I cannot see anything at this point in time. Is this still good?
Oh, the pecan, pea in the wild.
Here. Is that good?
Oh, yeah. Look at that nice, shiny, flat surface there that doesn't have anything on it. And that lovely red stencil there. See my big booty there. See those tables on the end? I'm going to cover those with, you're doing a good job, Mariah.
Okay. All right, do they want us to go to any particular area?
Notice the new desk, yes.
Yes.
I don't know. Eddie says something about grain and he thinks it's hysterical. I must have missed something there. I hope there's no emergency and you have to get out of your cubby hole fast.
Well, it's open to the stairs because see, it's like, yeah, I'm at the edge of the stairs basically, right before
Don't step back anymore. You'll fall down the stairs.
Mm-hmm. So should I come in and zoom on anything, or they?
Well, did you get this? You haven't addressed that over there.
Okay, I'm gonna go backwards.
Okay.
Because nobody really needs to see the full essence.
Yes, this is really true. You're doing a good job there.
I'm gonna stop right there. So this table kind of basically became what was used to be behind Pete, and then underneath there we put other containers and things. Made that a lot easier.
Oh, and you can see my batik there.
Yeah, it's a screen. Okay, I'm gonna come back around. You guys, I'll take you over to the bead area. How's that? Is that good? Really, flying blind here is crazy.
Yeah, and we knew that would pose somewhat of a problem. Yeah.
Here, I'm going to...
Those are the beads.
Take it as a little... Back of Faye's head. Look at that.
Oh, yes, you'll have to show them Izzy's pink chair.
Yeah, that's from her room. I would show you her room, but her little friend came over yesterday, so it's a hot mess. What do you think of that? There you go. That's the piece side of things. And see all the little drawers, and then she was able to put her little hootie-doo down there. That used to, be underneath the other side.
I'm going to have all of my watercolors here. I have all of these color of paints underneath here. I can pull out the whole thing.
Isn't that cool? Yes, and this is Izzy's side with the little pink chair, and there's her drink thing she left over here. And then I'll show you the big wall. So, look, I can actually leave that cabinet open, which is nice. That's a lot of the paper that we cut down and put together, and journals and that sort of thing, but that all goes up. Can you see up to the ceiling, Gigi?
Hmm?
Up to the ceiling?
Can I see up to the ceiling yet? No. It hasn't hit that far. But yes, I am now. It's moving towards the ceiling.
There you go. Oh, and then it was cool because that's P's room over there, the door, but we're not going in there because she didn't clean her room.
Well, I have a table and a desk here.
Yeah, and then this was really nice. We brought this up because it was an old bookcase I had, and that's kind of where we're keeping the magazines and the paper sample books that we did keep.
You see my box of rocks?
All right, I'm just gonna give y'all one last. How's that as far as a view?
I am waiting for it. Oh, that's the door to my bedroom where you see the scarves hanging. Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, walking back over to my desk. Last peek of the behind the scenes there.
Oh, the bridge table.
Oh, do you see that? Okay, here, hold on. I'll come back around. Trying to go slow so this doesn't make y'all feel like you're on a roller coaster.
And I think Izzy stole my stabilizer. Now, I used to have here a piece of, what you call that stuff, foam board.
Yeah. But this is the old shelf that used to run across in the back behind her.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, going a little fast. Sorry, apologize. There we go. One last look. This is my side. Whoop. And see, that's how I look at P. All right, I'm going to switch views. Go back to P face cam. There we go. Now she can entertain y'all while I get this hooked back in.
Okay. Pete, give the camera a good stink eye for the thumbnail. Sure. And the window behind P's head looks like, she's right across from me. So literally a bridge. Yes, it is.
A bridge table.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, go back to top view. I'm going to bring y'all back in here. Ooh. Look at that. Almost professional. That's about as professional as it gets around here, y'all.
Yeah, no kidding.
Alrighty, so now what we're gonna do, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Are there any questions, any last little, things that need to show y'all, talk to y'all about?
Are you selling tickets for in-person tours?
We've talked about that now that the space is set up the way that it is, and we can even add little tables and such here. Actually, I'll go side by side because it's not very exciting to look out there. We've talked about we could have a couple of people up here. So maybe, if y'all are in the area or whatever, I don't know.
Thank you, Rhonda. She says we've done an incredible job with our space. I'll tell you what, it isn't something that occurred overnight.
No, it took about 2 weeks.
It has taken
hard at it for a full week.
Yes.
And then just kind of finishing up things. And
dadgummit, we didn't show them the new filing system for the stencils.
Well, you can kind of roll that over, and I can bring the P-cam if. Basically, she, the little rolly cart thing that I gave her.
It's a hanging file thing.
Right. And she had her trash can on it. She was pretty excited about that because then she was using it to hold the bins.
The bin fit on top.
Which is great. But then, as we were sorting the stencils, I thought, okay, well, here in the interim, let's just, put them in here because you can have it right at your desk and mess with it there. And then she fell in love with it. So that is now the permanent. Well,
it is.
So I bought her some bins that we didn't use, but that's fine because I've already used one for Izzy's mask stuff, which is great. I may go, because the other mask stuff is all downstairs. I did find it, by the way.
Oh, you did.
And so I may put them in there because they work really well for that because they're kind of deep and long versus, flat and whatever, because the masks don't fit well in that situation. They really need kind of more of a tall container. And it seems to work pretty well for that. So, Yeah.
She was very cute. She sat up here with her little friend.
Oh, how tall are the windows? Okay, yeah. So they are
about a foot and a half off the floor, ceiling to floor.
Oh my god.
And we have, high ceilings here.
Yeah, this is the loft area.
Yeah.
So it's not like a regular, although we have tall ceilings in this house. They're like, it's just how the house is built. It's one of those newer houses. But they are off the floor. What? 2 feet off the floor. And then they basically run up, and then there's the little arch thingy. But we kind of cover them up for the most part. Number one, the lighting's harder to control.
Yeah.
And so there's that. Yeah, they're pretty tall. Okay, so are we ready to move on to the funky junky Concertina accordion situation? Y'all ready for that? Any more questions regarding the studio tour?
Yes, SWL said she has a 16 by 16 art studio here on the houseboat. Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what the measurements of this room.
No, I don't either, but I think it's more than, I don't know. I'm terrible at estimating that kind of thing.
What's nice is it feels bigger than it is because it is the loft.
Yes.
So, but, I mean, you kind of lose out on some wall space, but that's sort of nice. But then again, it's also a little bit crazy, especially while we're streaming and things, because you can hear everything in this house. It's open floor plan, which means you can just hear everything that's going on.
Yeah, you can't close doors and,
you can,
bedrooms.
but, yeah.
But other than that, no.
You kind of hear everything, especially up here, because all the sound just sort of carries up. Or carries down, too, because she listen to her thing, and then it just broadcasts everywhere.
It is a smaller space, and you have to be super organized the smaller your space that you're dealing with, because the organization is what makes or breaks it.
And these tables were perfect. And we looked at IKEA, we looked at all sorts of places.
We looked at office furniture, everything.
But what we needed, because we have this piece of furniture that was, this was staying. This was our desk. We like it. It works really well for us to sit across from one another.
And we know that from the get-go. What did you just do to me?
Well, because when you wear the hat, you then have a shadow across your face, and it makes me crazy.
Oh. Well, we can't have that.
No. Anyway. Sorry. Totally
yes, my gel plates are over here on this side.
Yeah. Here, I'll turn the cam that way.
Over here, I've got 3 here. Is that right? 3, 2. 2 here. And the rest of them are over here. And this used to be just paper.
I could do the peak cam. There you go. Look at that.
But now I've got the 2 larger gel prints over here and the tissue paper here within reach. Whereas before I had to reach back over there, and that wasn't, sometimes it just takes a little while.
You actually have to do the things
and
go,
all
right.
The thing to realize where things need to be.
Because I think part of the thing is that what'll happen is you think, all right, well, this is a great place for it. It fits. Or, I feel like this would be the right place. But then you get into the thing and you're like, it'd be really nice if it was like right here and I didn't have to deal with this box or look for it here. Or in fact, that's how she ended up with the paper. She made all the boxes all pretty and gessoed them. But we decided those might be better for the jewelry sorting, bead making business versus paper. And she just has the big, okay, yeah, I'll go topside. So she gessoed, and remember we'd fixed all these boxes because they were going to fit inside of one of those paper sorter boxes, right? Well, the idea was that we were then going to sort out the small pieces of paper and have them there to be able to pull out in trays. She's like, I really just kind of like them all mixed in this bin. You can just kind of dig through, pick it out. because it has the handle on it. It's one of those art bins, those pink ones.
Yeah, and I don't think I could get all that over here.
Probably not. And then keeping it sorted is probably not realistic.
Yeah, and why? You know.
Yeah.
So that's where I am thinking.
Yeah. So that worked out really well. And, you know, if she wants to cover them, she can still cover them and maybe just leave the inside of them white.
Oh,
but that would be cute.
Sandy wants to know, what do you keep in the little drawers? Paint, mostly.
On her side, paint. On my side, here, I'll just... Because they slide all the way out, which is great. Look at this. So here's my top one, which is all of the different heat embossing powders. And the little pads that go with them, which is so nice. And even the little, you know, I'll tell you, these sardine can things they come in handy. Really do. So that's drawer number 1. And then I got my tape and another one. Do y'all want to see each one? I'll show you each one of mine. Hers are just paint. Like,
Mine
just
are.
paint.
Paint.
Tape. And it was really nice because, like, here's all my double-sided tape. Here are the book binding tape. I already have one of them out. See, this is the one, because we're going to be doing that here in a minute. Show you how that's done. Double-sided tape, washi tape, other sticky business, something or others. Hey, and then I think it was on Diane's stream last week or so, and people were talking about the fish film, right? The fishy film. Oh my gosh, is it not? Okay, yeah, there's stuff on there. All right, I was like, there it is. I have some of that. If anybody wants to trade me some things, I don't know what we'd trade, but, you know, make me an offer. But I always keep it with this stuff. I was like, I'm not moving it because that's where I remember it being, is with the washi tape. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but that's where it needs to stay because that's where I remember it being. So
I like how you're utilizing that toilet paper roll there.
Was I? I don't know what she's talking about. What?
Mm-hmm.
Then my next drawer, I couldn't fit, and I didn't really want to mix in the flocking stuff. So the flocking is in the next drawer down, along with my decorative scissors, all the different little clippy, paper clippy fancy things, these hooky business, you know, light bulb pins and other.
This is really good for me because I really didn't know what was in some of those drawers.
Piece, paper clip. Hey, if you ever get those gum, what was the gum? I don't remember what, something blasters or whatever, but these little containers are quite lovely.
Yeah.
A little pop-toppy thing.
And then the other side, if you can get them out individually.
Oh, well, look at that. You just shake it out.
Shake it out, baby.
I didn't even notice.
Withstand shaft.
Okay. Don't throw your gum, you know, thingies away. So that's that one. And then one last one. And you probably would want to know this too, because I have all of the, sort of ended up being kind of a all the other things drawer, but inks there, and then all the metallic watercolors I have on my side because I usually am the one that uses those. We need to put this in your area where your jewelry stuff is, but and then just some other little random glitter things and some of the foil stuff. This business, which we never really use because we're always like, it's a hot
You have
mess.
to turn all the air off.
Yeah, you have to turn all the air.
Otherwise,
It's a winter project.
like it's snowing foil.
So those are my drawers.
I mean, really, you have to actually control your breathing when you use that
yeah,
stuff.
she's not very good at that. And then I'd shown you the one drawer that we started out with. That's my inks and all of that business. And then underneath that are markers. And then in my other drawer thing that used to be on this side, I still have all my sprays and stuff. That hasn't really changed. And I just cleaned up the drawer and got rid of a lot of scrappy nonsense is what happened there. All right.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Alrighty. Well, we've got a bunch of people all excited about,
Hubba bubba in those
cleaning up and, whatnot.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move that. That's the little tripod that he's on. Seeing the little legs there. All right. So, should we show them the thing that it is, or do you just want to see the construction and then go, voila, look, we baked it? Because we baked it. Let's do that. I'm just gonna show y'all how we went about it. We are also, by the way, had just barely, and I kind of had to piece some things together. So that'll be some cool information for y'all, hopefully, regarding how to create these Concertina paneled accordions.
Thank you, Estella. Everybody they like the tour.
Wonderful. And I hope that was everything that y'all wanted it to be. I mean, it's not super spectacular, but we're proud of it and pretty. I mean, we just come up here and it's like, oh, isn't this nice? Isn't this nice? I will tell you that I am enjoying my view immensely, because before I usually felt very because I look straight across, so my view mainly was of all of the stuffy stuff, and then more stuff would come in and get stuffed, and I'm just kind of like, okay, I can't, because I didn't know what to, and it's personal. Okay, so we did a little measuring. Well, I requested a little bit of measuring from Patricia regarding her funky junky journal business.
I've already taken care of it.
You did? Okay. So when she measured it out, she was like kind of spot on. And then she was like, oops, but I'd already cut all the panels. And I'm like, hey, lady, we don't have any extra,
because it's not coming in until Tuesday.
That's right. And by the way, in the particular brand, I'm sure if I would have searched around, probably could have found it, but I was just like, I know this brand, I know the weight of it. Sometimes you can't trust all that. They say heavy, or their GSM is something, and I'm like, I just don't, but what does that, is that the same as this? I don't always trust all that. So I ended up ordering 8.5 by 11 in these were 12 by 12 sheets of the 50-point heavy-duty chipboard, black chipboard. We love this stuff. It is in the shop, but for whatever reason, this is not available right now. Holler at me, I'll get you a link to the 8.5 by 11, or you can just kind of search it and, find it via the brand name. It's like paper or something, paper's paper, something like that. Cut these down to, it ended up being 6.5 by 7.5, which I said that was not very ideal, because for the 12 by 12 panels, obviously we would have gotten a better use of our full sheet had it been 6 inches at least. We would have been able to get 2 out of there versus just getting 1. That's fine. Now we have little scraps. These are just scraps. So don't be like trying to measure this. This is not the same size as the finished product. That's what I'm explaining to y'all. But the concept is still the same. So she has 14 pamphlets. That's what we're calling them, because they're kind of already constructed. It's not like they're not signatures, because they aren't like.
Yeah, I'm not going to sew them together. I want them to stand alone, so you can pull them out and look at both sides at the same time.
It's a pamphlet book.
Yeah.
This is what we're kind of calling it.
Okay, so what do we want flat here?
Hi, Margie.
How do you get to start? Well, I think you would just have to have them in, I don't know what they're talking about here. Storage for,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Oh, stamp pad storage.
Yeah, that's over in this one drawer where I very first started. So if you're just coming in, I did show that drawer at the very beginning of the little tour part, because I was pretty proud of that drawer. I'm very excited about it. And what we have coming for that, Because P, you know, she stays up late and does things. But I think it was still pretty nice that you knew where the inks were. They are all there. Now, she couldn't see in the drawer very well because there isn't like a light directly down on them. So what I am going to order are the same lights that we have like in Izzy's closet, which are fantastic. They have like a little magnet thing. You can charge them up. They last for a very long time. In fact, we have one down in the coat closet. And I think we purchased that over a year ago. And it still works and haven't charged it. So if you don't use it a lot, now hers, they, you know, she comes and goes, and so they do wear down. But we're going to put one of those over here, and it's a little motion sensor, or you can turn it just off and on, like it has a little switch. So there's light over there. But otherwise, she was pretty pumped about being able to just come over here, find some stuff. Now, she made some questionable decisions on which re-anchor to put on an ink pad, but whatever. That's how we do here at the PM Artist Studio.
That's exactly right. And it has all kinds of stuff on it. It's not like it was a pristine stamp pad, Mariah.
That's true. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just kind of an interesting choice because she chose like a cloud gray that's on the blue, but seems to be working fine. Whatever. She's happy.
Yeah. I'm happy.
First thing you need is chipboard. Or
Margie's going to show her room.
Wonderful.
Her updated space.
All right. So chipboard, number one, or some kind of cardboard or whatever.
It's a little heavier than just plain.
Yeah, for this particular build, and if you want it to be substantial and work and hold up to the other things you're going to be putting on it, needs to be something a little thicker. Love this. Here, look, this stuff is thick. We also like these for, a lot of times, this is the base that I use for making ATCs. Because I want people, if you get an ATC from us, which is pretty rare actually, we don't send them out. We don't trade them. We're keepers. We're artist trading card, not traders. Keepers. Artist keeping cards. That's the AKC. This is really fantastic stuff because then you're like, ooh, it's like when you get a fancy business card, you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's some good stuff. The width of your, in between, what is the in between? Why do I always spine fold?
Yes.
Because it's going to be, in an accordion, it's like you have multiple folds. So depending on how much stuff or, if you're going to be putting pockets and building up layers of things on these panels, you need to take that into consideration. At the very least, if you are just showing off, maybe like you're just going to glue down your awesome gel prints, that's fine. But you still need to keep in mind that this little book, booger-boo needs to fold into itself. And which direction is it folding? And maybe are you going to fold another one inside of it? So like it's a gatefold or
Do you want me to hand you the finished?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
So I want to talk first. So that way it's not So like if you were to fold this one in, and then this one then like this, you want to make sure that this fold or this bend is going to accommodate the thing that is folding inside of there. You go, well, I don't know if I know what that's going to be. You need to know what that's going to be, or have a fairly decent guess, or, put some spacers or something in. Okay, well, I kind of think that I'm going to do something this thick, about two additional panels worth of business there, because that's going to tell you, see, at the very least, you see that opening there? So that's going to tell you, okay, well, I need to have my spacing about that much. We knew we were going to be doing pamphlets, and I just so happened, like when I was cutting off, I kind of messed something up, and I ended up with this little spacer piece, and I was like, hey, I think that's about what we need. I like it. We're going to do that. So that's what it did. One of the other key things is if you are, the smaller your gap that you for your fold, you don't need a big 2-inch. This does come in different sizes, so if you want to have that on hand, I like the 2-inch because it works great either way. Even if you're doing the smaller bends, then you can pull your tape to the size that you need it. Bump, bump. You can then cut it in half, and then you have the two pieces that are going to meet up. That'll make more sense here in just a second. This particular spacing requires the full 2 inches. Size matters.
That it do.
Okay. You don't have to be exact with all that business right there. Now, I like to eye this. Some people are way more like particular. If you're particular, then you can like sometimes like with the washi tape or whatever, you
tape down your panels.
Tape down your panels because
and pull out your spacer.
Exactly. You know, I ain't got time for all that. So I just lay it down, try to kind of center it up because you want equal amounts ish. And again, depending on how particular you are, that's your judgment. That ain't how I roll. And P definitely doesn't care because this is way more professional than anything she'd be doing. I'll just tell you that. I'm not being mean. No. I'm just being real. Okay, so now we have that business. We go, okay, wonderful. We're halfway there, y'all. Okay. Trimmy, trim, trim.
Okay, speaking of chipboard, does your Yupo come on chipboard backing?
It does when you buy it online from places like, I would assume that the Art Journey place is carrying, Cheap Joe's used to be like our go-to place when we very first started. We personally buy directly from a paper company, but you have to have an account and all sorts of things. I wish we could figure out what the next price break, but we'd have to have like you have to buy in bulk. And we sort of buy in bulk. We buy cases. But I'd love to know where the next price break is, because maybe that's not a terrible idea. Anyway, side note of that. Ours that we purchase now does not. But the ones that you do online do. They usually have some very thick chipboard. Because that's, you know, those.
I know that.
And we always kept it, too, because it is really thick. You don't want to be cutting that with your chopper, because
it doesn't. It'll throw it off.
Yeah.
Spring it out.
One of the things to have for any good book building is one of these little bone folder thingies. Want to make sure your tape is boom, boom, boom. This X-Fasten tape is the bomb diggity. I love it. The price is right. I don't know what it is right now. I'm sure that just probably gone up. But this has been one of my most favorite ones that I've used now for years. And that is over there on our Amazon shop. Or just bookbinding tape is what you're looking for. Gaffer tape is not necessarily the same thing, although I will tell you this, the white that I have is different, and it is called gaffer tape. It is different. It is a little more, it doesn't have as much fabric-y business to it, but I wanted white, so gaffer tape it had to be. This just happens to be the most recent brand of gaffer tape I have. But you keep that in mind. Not all gaffer tape is equal. And then, like, oh, here. In fact, this is the usual, like, usually the white I would have gotten in this, but for some reason it probably wasn't available or whatever. Maybe this was cheaper. I was just trying to figure out if it was the same kind of business. But this particular brand, the gafferpower.com, but again, on Amazon, now I have it in brown. See, it's a little bit more. It's in between, kind of like with the bookbinding tape and then this particular gaffer tape. Good to have the different colors because depending on your book that you want to build, like it's nice that this is all black. If you're covering it all, it may not matter, but your spine, your bends are going to show. Trim off the edges there, and then you're just, you know, there you go. And you just keep going. Now, I would love the full-on thing. because we were like, hey, there's no sense because this is going to be 7 panels that we put together. It took me probably, what, 30, 40 minutes? And that was me just dedicating, like, boom, 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 boom. Because it always takes twice as long on here, so we didn't want to subject y'all to all of that. Any questions? Okay, speaking of chipboard, does your
Yeah, I took most of them out, but there's still some of them in there.
Okay. So the final thing that we ended up with is this business here, and this is 7 panels plus a little spine kind of extra bit. So this is the basic construction. You just carry on, boom, boom, boom. Then you can decide different ways to fold these in, and you can even do that after you have created the thing. I can't tell you how many times we've been like, you know, it'd be cool if it folded in like this, and you can sometimes fold them into each other and then have that middle section as your main spine. Again, you need to take some of the folds and how much stuff is in, going to be inside of it for that to maybe work. If you allow yourself, always give yourself a little extra. It's so worth it. I would rather the book be a little floppy-ish versus it being so tight and not being able to bend. That's really very frustrating because you can always add a few little things to it and then add extras, is what I'm saying. So because, like I said, I only had so many of the 12 by 12 sheets, I was able to take some of the scrap pieces off, that were left over and basically just piece it together, because you're going to be covering, if you're covering these, this doesn't matter. Other than, depending on, again, how particular you are, there will be a little noticeable seam here, depending on what you cover it with. Now, if you were collaging over this and doing different things, you're never going to know that this was back behind there. But you can burnish it down to make that a little less noticeable. The masking tape works wonderfully for this particular situation. Is all this being helpful? Am I being very instructive and wonderful? This is not usual for PMR Studio, so if you're just coming in, welcome. But this is not usually how we do things over here, as instructive as this is. Or
Hello, Christina.
This is about as instructive as we get.
Paula says, Mariah is my room 101 for this. Best thing I ever learned for my skill development. Same for the ATCs.
Thanks. We have many videos of me doing this sort of thing, so I am pretty comfortable in explaining this. It's never really done exactly the same way twice, because that's one of the beauties of it. You can make these into, okay, let me give you another example. Where's the white one? Okay, this one, if you've never done this and you want to feel successful and you want to just a really cool way to show off some of your gel prints, this is the book for you. As I had explained in the same basic construction, but this is just a simple accordion. Boom, it pulls out. This is done with the white tape. All the same size panels. Front and back. Easy peasy. It's a lot of fun, and it's cool to display because, if you have a cool little shelf or something, or even on your coffee table, you can display it out like this. It's very sculptural, or it can sit up on the shelf just as is, which is really cool too. Get this down, and then you can start thinking about, ooh, you know what? What if I wanted to fold it in like this, like I was talking about? Boom, boom. But again, see, can't do that because that middle section needed to be much wider than it is. We can't make that. Well, I mean, I can make it, but again, you don't want that tight. That's not, don't do that, because it'll start pulling and it will pull away after a while. It's hard on the book. You want to make those decisions when you really, when you're building it out. But they are cool because you can do different things, different folds. They don't always have to fold back in exactly the same way.
Thank you, Ingrid.
So super fun stuff there. All right, so one of the little one-off things that we wanted to do with this one, because P was like, ooh, you know what would be cool? Because I said, all right, here's another consideration that you should make. When you have an even number of panels, you are then going to end up with the situation where it's like, okay, well, that last panel's gonna bend back this way, but then you don't really have a cover situation. You want that to, come back in like this. So you would really need an odd number of panels to make that happen. Or what I did is I went ahead and I said, okay, well, I knew that we were going to fill these with the little pamphlet things. We had hopefully accommodated enough of the bend for everybody. See, she's got some of her little panels in here.
Okay, here's a question.
Okay.
Here's a question. Would there be a problem if you made the hinges too large for your final project?
Yes, because it's going to
be wobbly.
It's going to be floppy.
Yeah.
Just fill it up then. That's an easier fix than it is to come back and add. Now, you can come back and add. I have actually done that. Remember when I pieced that one thing in?
Oh, yeah.
It's very tricky work. It can be done because you can cut the tape and then extend it out.
Yeah. And
put new tape in. Even after it's decorated and stuff, but then you've got to come back and hide that, which I don't mind. I like that that's that piddly, like, where I just piece in the little, all little torn pieces and things. Did you see how excited I got about that? Mm-hmm. She just rolled her eyes. I don't know if y'all saw that. Okay, so we wanted to add a cover or like a spine. So it wraps around. Y'all see that? Boom, boom. I don't know why one of your hairs is in there. Now, one of the things, because we'd never really done this, and I knew that there was going to be some, like, okay, there's probably going to be some things created by this situation, which there is. And kind of like what you were saying, well, this is going to sit up more because not everything's in it right now. You can see that more from the top side here. But we did want to make sure, and it was better to go a little over what we thought than under. Because otherwise it was going to alligator. And, we're trying to make this look professional. Then it was kind of like, oh, well, it does sit nicely, though, after you put the stuff in it. But there are some considerations if you are doing this type of build. Your inner panels may actually need to be shortened slightly. So it all comes, and tightens in. And then this cover part hits at the same spot. But it's actually doing really good. I don't know what issue I was having yesterday. That I was like, I don't know, that's kind of weird. But it is lining up pretty nicely. But just each build that you do, there are going to be new little things that come up, because not every single one of these, unless you keep building the same thing over and you're going to become a flipping professional and all the little things. That's not how things go over here at Pilgrim Studio. Everyone's different.
Okay, Ingrid wants to know, what did you use for the spine?
This spine?
Just the tape.
Yeah, this is the same exact situation. It's just what I did is I made sure that in this end panel that I knew that was going to wrap back around, because we wanted to create that book situation. Like, there's a closure to it, and then when it sits on the shelf, it's nice and not everything that pukes out of it either, because this is going to hold these pamphlet things. So we want to make it a little more secure than what an average, if it was just all glued down situation. But I did make sure that these are smaller bends, and see how I cut the tape in half versus the larger regular part of the book. And so then that way it comes around nicely with the rest of the book.
And that it's like Mariah said, you can add these kind of things later. It just is going to involve more work, because you're going to have to take care of something that you already have down.
Yeah.
So it's just best to anticipate. And you're not going to be able to anticipate everything in this situation.
Yeah.
Because, as it grows, as it changes, it's a,
Hi, Tina.
very much an organic process.
All right, so that concludes the Concertina accordion build situation. Look at us. We did a studio tour, did a demo, instruction, all within 50 minutes. I tell you,
There we go.
things are turning around over here at PM World Studio, y'all. Now, I'm going to move the camera.
Okay, so Lygia wants to know how you cut the chipboard. Well, this particular chipboard is very easy to cut.
Yeah.
Now, some of the chipboard is too heavy to cut.
Right, that's why I really love this weight of chipboard. And like I said, this, in fact, here, let me put the link to the exact, well, not to the exact, because like I said, the 12 by 12 isn't available, but I did order more because this is a staple around here. If we don't have it, I was like, oh my gosh, like I had 6 sheets and a little bit of an extra something or other. So that was not a good situation around here. So
yes, you can use a sharp craft knife and a ruler.
Yeah, I just cut it on the guillotine. That's why this weight is really nice. Anything over this amount, you really shouldn't be cutting on your on the smaller little swing line guillotine.
It will mess it up.
We know that because we did kind of mess ours up.
In here, I love this. Marcia says the art of engineering for art.
Yeah, and I love this part of things. This is really why the camera's over here on this side for this particular situation, because she'd hit him on.
I can do it, and I did do one, but it took forever, and I was extremely frustrated, and I'm not nearly as good at it as Mariah is, and she's okay with it, so why not?
I enjoy it.
I don't have to know everything. I just have to know where to go, or who to hit up.
Okay, there you go. There's the link to the 8.5 by 11, which is probably just fine of a size to have around. In fact, we were kind of like, what was the big deal about having a 12 by 12 sheet? Other than maybe that was just the first one that I found, and so it was like, sure, whatever. Because we've never made anything that big with it. So it doesn't make any sense that we would have that. Like, for a particular purpose.
Okay, so we've got that taken care of.
Okay, wonderful. I'm going to move the camera. In fact, I'm going to put us back on side by side. So that way y'all don't get sick.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to, keep that in mind. Moving the camera.
And I'm just going to show you some new little things that I've added. And talk about
okay, I got her sort of in place. Let's go top side again.
These are all the ones that I've added something to. Whoops.
I'm telling you, I'm just struggling with getting this arm out as much as we used to, but there we go. That was pretty good. Okay. That says it is shiny surface. Would you agree? I don't know. Thanks, Mariah. You're welcome, Lydia.
Okay, I don't know if I've talked about this. Did I talk about this one before?
No, that one feels kind of newish, or you've definitely done some things to it that we don't recognize.
Yes. Okay, so these are little pieces that were on the table. I didn't know what to do with them, so I just glue them down. That's kind of my way of collaging. Whatever's left on the paper, just glue it down someplace, and you don't have to worry about where you're going to put it.
Yeah.
I added this new little quote here.
Art. That's what that
is. Anything you can get away with. Andy Warhol. And this little piece, again, it was, I don't know what it is. I thought it looked kind of like a rabbit jumping. And then there was one of my little hearts I had from the other one. I'll show you that in a minute. And then can see inside there. There's the dog tooting.
Oh.
And then inside here, nothing is impossible to a determined woman, Louisa May Alcott. And isn't I'm really proud of myself on all my different layers of flipping and flopping here. And I added these hands. One of the gel prints from, I don't know, a couple live streams ago. And then I put this on the back here in preparation for doing something that I don't really know, but this page was kind of flimsy a little bit because it was just one piece of book weight paper. So I added that, and I thought that kind of brought this in with this. Okay, so that one. And you will notice these are very matte. On these stickers, if you want to use your colored pencil, you want to do something over it, you can either use the watercolor, the clear watercolor ground. It works much like the clear texture gesso. The Winsor Newton is going to be a lot more expensive. I would say go with your Montmartre clear texture gesso. It's a lot more affordable, for sure. Okay, so there's that page that you haven't seen.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I'm not seeing where it says glossy or anything like that, but hard book.
And here's the ruching down here. This is done with the paper on the edge of the
It is matte, like chipboard. And I don't.
Yeah.
Over here on this end, I'm not seeing anything glossy. So.
Okay, so the magazine was glossy, and I needed to do some things on it. I needed to change the background here so that you could see the peacock. Can you see the peacock now?
Yes.
Just darkened
but you showed us that last time.
Okay,
yeah.
showed you that. Showed you the, and again, these, it is possible to do colored pencil work because I went over it with the clear texture gesso. And here's my intentionally left blank.
Oh, yeah. P doesn't mean the Winsor Newton will be more expensive. She means the Daniel Smith, the jar she held up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She
yes.
does that with that.
Daniel
stuff.
Smith. I get those two confused. Thank you for that. Okay, so I've got this little thing that was out of a flight manual, and it says intentionally left blank. That just cracks me up for whatever reason. So, and then I see how I fixed that head so that...
You just got blank surface. You got to let people know that that was intentional.
That was intentional. And I am going to get some kind of...
You need to put intentionally left blank.
See how her head fits right over the top of that?
Yes.
Isn't that great? That was just kind of a happenstance.
Oh, you shouldn't have admitted that.
Well, I mean, I tried to line it up once I looked at, I decided to do something with it. Okay, so now this one evolved into, this.
Yes.
Right? Okay. I think you've seen everything in here. I don't know. I'm not going to put that down. Izzy gave me this card. I
From her watercolor session.
And I said, could you write something on the back of it? She says, to Gigi, and then she's got the
yeah,
silly face. Love you so much, you silly. And this is August 25th, 2025. Boy, we struggled with that. And then here's the hand. It says, only where children gather is there any real chance of fun. Mignon Laughlin. And I just love the expression on that little child's face there.
Hi, Jody. Hi, Sophia.
Just cracks me up. Okay.
See, Lisa thought that was fun. And hello, Lisa.
Okay. So then on the back, this bothered me. That I could see this little part right here.
Yes.
So what I did is I took and I matched, well, it's not.
No, but I like that. Even
there's a little edge on the edge.
It's edgy.
This here is nothing is impossible to a willing heart. And that came about because off of the, oh no, where's my little, oh, here she is.
Lost her head.
I'm going to put that on.
Okay.
Nathan left this on my cart when I had surgery, and he was he helped Mariah with the so I've got that little sticker piece there.
That's sweet.
And then I know, isn't that sweet? And then I'm going to put this one on right here because it almost looks like this is a dress.
I love that.
Isn't that great?
And if you're wondering what these stamps are, these are the zombie stamps that just came out this month, right? Yes, I believe so. Yes, August. Tomorrow is September. My brain, like, you know, we kind of get in this gear of, okay, everything's September, so, like, I almost think that we're there, like, or it is that month. Anyway, that's just here nor there, but that's my brain.
And then that is still behind that, and I've got these two little hearts out here. This is the back side of a page. Remember the other one that said, it flips down and it said, I don't know, something about the whole world.
Oh, Ricky wants to know, where on earth does Pete find all of her quotations as she saved them over the years? Yeah, a lot of them she has. I mean, now, early on in our PM Artist Studio book build, like, because this just, you know, we've always done art. But we did not make art like we have since finding online artists and becoming YouTubers. Sounds so funny. It just still makes me chuckle. It's like, I don't know, are we? Anyway, it's funny. So then we started like gathering them up. So some of them, like there are ones that are taped to the little carts around here.
Oh, we should have focused in on that.
Yeah, I don't know if any of y'all can go back and like zoom in. You can see on the carts there are things that are written down on all sorts of things. Then she started creating the little book, which is great because then she's like, here's some of my most favorites. Then sometimes we'll even go back to old books and pull some of those because we knew that it was in there. We're like, oh, what was that one? Because that was good. We have kind of our favorites. Then sometimes we look up specific ones for a particular, because we're like, hey, we need something that really goes with this visual that we have. It needs to have the same
subject line.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay, I really haven't done anything other, and I think I showed this on the last one with the hands.
Hi, Mary. Thank you.
Because this was on the original print. I didn't do that. But I thought it was great, and I loved it coming in there. And I'm going to work on this page, but I don't, you know, what I'm enjoying about these books.
And can you believe that Mary's here? This Mary started this.
It's Mary's fault. I've got to show you the one that started this all is was it this one?
I think it's the pig. The pig.
Was this the one I was working on?
That one, and then the you kind of got two done.
The milk.
There. Yes, the milk. Yeah, the balm, the butter balm business.
Well, where did that go?
Hello, Joanne.
And I do still have some that I really haven't done anything with. But here's the other part to the back side of the heart.
I am too, Mary. And it's so funny because Mary reached...
Eye of the world. Say it that.
It was funny because I think Mary reached out to me. She says, hey, can you make a stencil like this kind of thing? And I was like, sure. And then I saw that Mary lived near us. Well, near-ish. I mean, here in the Dallas area, if you're within 2 hours, it's near. Because that's just how it works around here. But, and then I was like, oh, hey. I got chatty with her. And then she invited us out to that very first thing.
Yes.
Out at the farm.
And this is quite a complicated page here. And it's, you know, had many iterations. But here's another one of my little...
additions, your stamps.
Yeah.
A stampy stamp.
And I did some more here. I think this cat just cracks me up.
Hi, Cynthia. That's another one of the zombie characters. But that zombie cat came out last year. But that's a Christy Hartman. And now there are additional zombie characters to go with the kitty.
Yeah. Like that cute, this cute girl.
This actually reminds me. So today, now I need to holler at my designers. Designers, I'm going to be posting a message over in the design group.
What happened to my milking?
I don't know. Where's your milky guy? I think it's inside of one of them, so... Or you got another one over there.
Oh, well, I've got this one, but I don't know. I still haven't found my...
Is it in this? Because she's pulled papers too. I wonder if it's in one of the stacks over there.
Okay, so I've got this one, and this page is not finished. This page is not finished. I'm not even worried about that right now because
now they have a home.
Now that they have a home.
Because obviously keeping up with everything, you know, separated out like this is a little tricky.
Yes, and I just went ahead and glued these down in here to make these a little more stable.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see, yeah. Oh, this is just driving me crazy.
The bag bomb one.
Yeah.
I think it's inside of one of those and you're just not remembering. Just not remembering. Or you've done something now that you made it unrecognizable.
No, it still has the people on the front.
On the front? Hold on. Because there were ones over there. Here, look.
Okay, this is the one that I started on out at the camp, right? Because, was it Anne that hooked me up with the little book or Mary?
Mary gave us all the book stuff.
Okay, and she hooked me up with this one little pad of old.
But I think that also came from Mary, but she shared it.
Yes, which was really, really nice.
Anne's here too.
Okay, but this is the one that started all of this, and this is the only. I mean, I just barely got this part finished before.
He is ice skating.
Mm-hmm. I'm not one of those people that works on a schedule. But I've gone back in on this one, and I've just noticed that I really need to hit this again with the, because see the shiny?
Yeah.
I would rather it was all, I like the matte.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I like shiny. And then here's that's the one that started it all. Sorry, my nose is itching and running. And okay, so I've got all of these. Now,
oh, she thinks that you're the only one that got some of those.
Oh.
Special.
Well, I do still have some left. Yes, I do. Okay, so basically, what?
Where are we at and what are you doing today? Where are you going to show us?
I'm going to just show you what my process was back here. All right, so I've got these little guys, and what I'm going to do with them is I'm going to put them in an envelope and keep them with my stuff back over here, and kind of, because remember we talked about the fact that these are going to have, each page is going to have its own little
pamphlet.
It's going to have its own little pocket.
Yes.
Is that what you call them?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, unless you're doing thongs.
Right. So it's going to be the
you could do the little thong kind of thing like I did for my card.
I could, yeah. And I think some places that would be totally acceptable.
That might be more interesting because then you're going to be able to see the page.
Yes. And here's the thing. The back side of this and the front side of this, I'm not going to put anything on. Because you get into trouble when you do that.
Here. So they understand. I like having a visual to go with what we're talking about because not everybody especially understands thong. It's basically a, vertical belly band.
It is. And then on this one, you have the extra thing of this little thing up here,
mm-hmm.
which, yeah, this works great. And it also, it kind of breaks it up and you can have a bit of...
Yeah, it's a little tricky. Yeah, there you go.
A bit of
There's a way
variety there. Because if it is the situation where this is,
mm-hmm.
This page just cracks me up. I love it. Mimi's card.
I did too.
Boy, that's getting pretty alligatory.
It is.
Okay, so back to this. What I do want to do is I want to color. I want to cover.
And welcome to those of you that have come in. Do say hello in chat so we can say hello back. Otherwise, I do not know that you're here. We'd like to know that you're here because we're a very arty friendly bunch of folks. Leave us a message down in the comments below if you're watching on replay because we love you just the same. We really do. But all of y'all watching in regular or replay, live or replay, please give those thumbsy upsies if you haven't. Share with a friend. Oh my gosh, y'all just make my day when I'm over there in the Facebook and then I see somebody has shared our stream. It makes me go, woo! There you go.
Always get ready.
There we go. And I give a woo when I see it.
Okay. So basically what I did is I went through, I don't know if you want to see all the prints that I went through to come down to these final.
I said, would you please do a little pre-perusal of your piles? Patricia, please.
I did sort of.
She did.
And I'll go real fast. So that you can see that,
okay.
You know, the ones that I finally
got 49 minutes.
I have much? How much?
49 minutes.
Oh, well, heavens.
I mean, we are rocking it today.
We are rocking it. So I went through some of my boxes that I have.
There are a lot of them. So whenever we buy labels, she then comes down and gets the label boxes because they're pretty, you know, they're not super substantial, but they're kind of nice.
Yeah, they're really.
Like they stack
perfect.
and
yeah,
they hold an 8.5 by 11 sheet.
I don't see any reason not to. Someone sent me this. I know this because this is not paper that I have. I don't have this paper.
Let us know.
And anyhow, this was one of the candidates for this. And the reason it didn't get picked was because the others had more colors in them. Now, I do dearly love this. And I think that this is going to probably be one of the pocket pages. Now, I'm just going to go through these really quick. And this one made too. And the thing about it is, even if they're not in the right color range right now, we know how to fix that. And if they need more, need another layer, I think this is especially nice. I love this is when the edge really worked well. It's kind of Halloween-y, and this is kind of jungly. And this is the Savannah. Then we have, I really love this stencil so much. I call it frog legs. And remember, this was the rub off. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
I think this is wonderful too. And I don't know why it's that paper. It is. I like this one with the stuff on the background. Simply, and remember, this is that, and the gauze stuff. But I like this because it's kind of mappy. I like this one because it's kind of...
Well, and that would be funny. See, if you used that one for the one that has the flight log thing that says, left blank on, that would be... See, that's the sort of thing where I make, like, little connections, and I think that it's funny, and if somebody gets it, they get it, and otherwise it's just me enjoying life.
And you can tell these are from Brayer off. It's more evident in some than others, but you can see that strong vertical. That's kind of happy, but we know how to deal with that. I think this is wonderful. I love this. And look how wonderful those look together. But anyway, these are the candidates that made the cut here. And I changed my mind at the last minute because originally I was going to go with this one. You can see I've measured it all out and everything.
Jello, not concrete, y'all. That's why I wore my shirt today. I actually had my be prepared to modify your plan, but then I got makeup on it, and I was like, well, I got to modify my plan.
Okay, I think that this is such an interesting, it's actually a collage print.
Yes.
And I just, I was going to use it for the cover, but I just think it has a lot more potential as a pocket.
Potential pocket.
Potential pocket. And I love all the colors in this, of course. And I do know how to fix this if I want to have the red become a little bit more rusty. We know how to fix that. I especially
love that.
This is my favorite, but this is some more of that really flimsy paper.
I think that's, I want to say it's the Paycon printmaking paper.
I don't think so. I think the Paycon is a little heavier duty than this. I don't really know what this is. Somebody sent it to me.
So you didn't do that print?
No, I think I did the print. I recognize the print. Nobody uses this print but me. But they may have just sent me this and then I went printed.
There are other folks that do own the rusty rivets.
They do.
Now I do feel like that is the altered one because
it's definitely. Yeah. And I just keep making more holes in it.
Yeah, it's rusting. It's getting more rustification.
And I think I don't know if I put that.
Oh, the gorgeous lines. Yes, that's gauze. That is a very popular.
Oh, yes.
And she loves it. And she has so many little pieces of it. Like, I can't tell you how many different, like, it was almost in all folders in some iteration, pieces, parts.
The reason I like to have multiples.
It's also part of the mashup. So, like, if you don't want to fully commit to a whole sheet and you're like, ooh, I want a little more bang for my buck, those mashup stencils that
I do love those a lot.
It's a way to kind of get both things.
Okay, now the reason Mariah can't do this.
Oh, we love you too, Margie.
What?
She loves us.
I know. We have a lot of, and we have to cover this page because this is the page where we've got the little. It's not a problem. I mean, we knew about it. But, oops.
I think we even have that in our PM-isms, the rustifications.
Rustification process.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so basically, what I want here. See, I've marked here. It comes right to the edge of this, the left side of the spine. And that one does too. This is where it kind of is important to...
You can be loosey-goosey.
You can be loosey-goosey.
But there are definitely some things that you should probably, like, kind of keep in mind. Like, you don't have to measure it all out. But you do need to be aware of certain building, of the construction part. You will thank yourself in the end.
You will. Now, I don't know that this is the correct way to do this, but this is what I want to do. And since it is mine.
Oh, okay, 1 second. I got a little thing. Y'all do keep in mind that whenever you sign up over on PM Artist Studio's website, like when you, because you have to create an account, it's a security thing, for one. Secondly, once you create your account, you can then create a wish list, which is super helpful because I know we come out with new things every month. I know that it is very hard to make those choices. But I think that, the wish list is one of those ways that you can kind of keep yourself happy about, okay, well, I wanted to remember that one. I really liked that one. And then be able to, kind of curate your choices. Because some people forget about the wish list part of our site. And helps you kind of keep track of some things that, like you want them or have I purchased that. Because I think it does take it out of your wish list, like once you purchase it.
Yes.
If you go through the little process.
Okay, now you notice that I made those pencil marks there. And the reason I did is so that I can make this going out here. Because what I want to do here is I want to cut off this.
Yeah.
This is going to be flipped up.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah. Around the edge.
Around the edge.
Okay.
And I want that simply because I want it to have a cover that looks like the cover rather than just something that's, kind of got glued on as an afterthought.
Glued on.
I do that kind of stuff all the time. Okay.
Afterthought gluing is okay.
Afterthought gluing is okay. And I've got enough of a line here that I can extend it out. And just, even though, you know, it's not exactly the same on both sides, we don't really care. That's not going to be an issue. At least not with this so much. Okay.
Loosey goosey.
Loosey goosey.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of times, oh, here, I need to cut this off before I start gluing the out, because this is going to be really difficult to cut this once it's glued.
That tidy whitey's for the other folks. We're loosey goosey.
Okay. And I could get the guillotine over here, but you know, it's okay. I want to get rid of that just yet. Don't know. And basically, what I'm doing here.
That was good, Gray. Follow along. That's another thing. that'll be later.
And Carrie's probably having. Is Carrie here today?
No, he had to finish up because he, you know,
good.
tomorrow's the 1st, so he's on a little bit of a deadline. But he said he would see us at breakfast.
All
so
right.
hello, Carrie, at breakfast.
I'm always a little. You know, I envision him going.
Ooh, we are sending you vibes, Mary.
Because I
will tell you, just getting started is number one with the studio cleanup business.
It is, and you know, I'm all sanctimonious in saying,
because we're at the other end of it.
Yes, and when you have two people,
super
it really
helpful.
is, because the other person can be there in the capacity of saying, you know, okay, no reason for the meltdown. Calm down. Here's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, or just pick my head up the stairs and be like, "What are you done?"
And she scares the bejesus out of me sometimes when she does that.
What are you done?
She sneaks up on me there. If I've got my...
She's pretty easy to sneak up on.
Anthony, she's making fun of me. I need one of those.
Those hearing things.
Now this is very crucial. You've got to cut it ever so slightly, just a little bit on the inside of it.
Yeah, you got to do the little notch, right? Is that what you're kind of creating? Save that little piece. You may need it. Seriously. Because if you mess it up, you're going to need it.
I'm not being facetious.
Yeah, I'm not being.
No, I'm probably driving everybody crazy out there that already knows how to do this kind of thing.
Hello, Liz.
Okay, so basically what we want is we want this to come up here and fold over, but we want this down first.
Now, something else, I feel like if you've never done this, you may have this question or whatever, or it's maybe obvious. I don't know. Do not glue papers over your folds. If you want to camouflage them, that's a different thing.
Okay, now see, this is good because see that right there?
Mm-hmm. Problem.
I'm just going to nip off a bit.
You need to come in at it as like a little triangle. That's kind of how the book people usually do the things.
Yes, and I'm just going to take off barely just a little smidgen there.
Avoid the crevasses. You can deal with those in different ways later on. I can show you that if P wants that done. She'll probably just want hers left blank. We'll show you here an example here in a second. One I worked very hard on and I was very proud of. Remember my one book that I camouflaged I made it part of the thing. She thought it was a little obsessive, but also very impressed.
Okay, that's good. Now that is clearing there. It's not creating that.
Still need to nip a little.
Nip a little tiny bit more. There we go.
She's just gonna leave it in there. You're like, what's that little bump?
Yeah, I'll be gel plating that.
I was laughing because on one of the
Okay.
on one of the replays from yesterday, you were talking about how one of the little nipper bits had stuck onto the brayer. There was a big discussion about that. That was pretty funny.
Okay, so that's going to be the front
Lexi
of the
remembers
book.
that back.
Okay. Now, we are going to do something to the back, but I'm not really concerned about that right at this point because I'm not even really sure how this is going to fold up, quite frankly, as I might change it. But this is going to have to be the front. Or,
well, yeah, right now you can kind of choose which way you want it to open. I mean, if you're right or left-handed, I guess there is a right and wrong necessary. This is kind of like the conversation with.
Is still figuring that out.
She
amazes the Jesus out of me. You know, she's brilliant, but she can't figure out, how a book opens. Okay, so.
It is not important to her.
It really is not. I need to remember that this is how it's going to go.
You can write on it, Just write on it in pencil so you know. Front, this way up. We've done that. You may laugh and think, oh, well, you would know. No. Kind of getting into it and you're starting to glue things down there and you're like, oh, man, it's upside down or it's backwards.
Okay, this is the front inside. This is the front side. Front. This is front side, inside. Probably that's confusing. Okay, so.
If it makes sense to you, that's all that matters.
All that matters. So I'm going to put this aside for just a minute.
Okay.
And we are going to do some gel plating today, just to let you know.
Well, you got 30 minutes.
Oh, dear. Well, I'm just going to glue this down, then I'm going to get after it.
Okay.
Okay, so basically what I'm doing here is I'm taking my Blick acrylic.
That is not what I would use.
What would you do?
I would use the, I love this stuff, but this is beyond your skill level of gluing. This would make you crazy. If you want me to glue it, I will glue it.
Okay. I think that might be a good idea. But I see, I've got it all figured out for you.
I know. You did the hard part.
Just make sure that you get the right one down.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, it goes like this.
Oh, it goes like that?
Because this is the inside.
Oh, you are doing the inside.
It's just coming inside a little bit. But remember, you put this down and you fold that up.
I understand.
Okay. Of course she understands that. Now, what are you going to... They aren't going to be able to see you do that.
No. So you just need to get your gel print out and get her done.
Yeah. Okay. Basically, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to... I'm going to show you how I did my little stamp thing. And I know that this isn't like, major rocket science or anything. Okay. And see that little thing right there? I'm getting rid of that right now.
Cause problems.
Put this stuff back over here. But I did stamp on this some stars because I thought the stars were great background for this.
Oh, I am using here. Show this in the camera real quick. This is the stuff that Sonia sent me.
It's neutral pH adhesive, and it's by Lineco.
Now, I will tell you, it takes some getting used to. You have, it doesn't give you a ton of, moving it around or whatever, but it glues really well and fairly quickly.
And it's pH neutral.
Yeah.
It's permanent PVA adhesive. It dries clear, and it remains flexible. It's buffered for added protection, whatever that means. Shake well and apply at room temperature. Do not store in direct sunlight and avoid freezing. All of these glues like this really...
They're temperamental as far as temperature.
Yeah, they are. And that's why the glitter glue people won't even send it in the wintertime. I feel like I'm going to start sneezing.
I know. You've been making me real nervous.
Okay, let's just get a big plate out here and put some stuff on. Okay, so basically what I really liked on that other print was that it had different colors going on there. So I'm going to see if I can do that. I really like the turquoise. So let's get some turquoise going here. Oh, I don't want that. You do not want opaque at this point because I don't want to cover up my stars. I want to just enhance my stars. So I'm going to do a bit of a all this is this is Jackson Studio Phthalo turquoise airbrush added. And the other was Jackson's permanent rose with airbrush and gloss glazing liquid. Oh, it is ever so slightly different. Let's see. Some Jackson yellow here. And these are little bottles that Mariah purchased for me. This paint did not come like this. The Jackson Studio, and this is cadmium yellow hue with the airbrush added. And the reason two reasons. The big bottles won't fit. They knock off. But also, they just take up too much room on the thing here. And you all, I don't know, some of you already know this, but some of you don't. Anthony, our Baron man there, talked about his cell phone holder with amplification. I just thought that was so brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it might have been a little bit dark here on the turquoise, but I like the pink and the yellow. And I think that once this dries, it's probably going to dry a little bit lighter.
I'm digging. Yeah, it shouldn't be like during, unless you've come in. Like when you first come in, it will give you an ad. That is true.
There we go. Okay,
I am streaming tomorrow. Heck yeah. You guys know us. Like, unless something major is going on, we're streaming.
All right, we're going to get this a chance to properly dry here. We'll pull off some that I've already got. I wanted you to see this one from the other day. Isn't this gorgeous?
That sounds
and you see the
sad, doesn't it?
We need to grease that sucker.
We do.
We say that. But the problem is we have to take everything off.
Yeah, because you got to flip it over. Well, that's not really true. Actually, we could lift the thing off. It's just that it's
that
really
bottom
not that
layer.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
But I think that this is really beautiful and
okay, here. Hopefully I did it right.
Well, you did an excellent job, Mariah. Well, actually, I would put the other thing on top, but I don't think
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't understand that exactly.
This
I
should
had
have
to
gone
trim
this
it.
way, but no worries. I don't think it makes a hill of beans difference one way or another. But
Okay.
there we go. Now this is a great place. This would be a great place for a pocket. You know, right here.
Yeah.
And I don't know on the rest of these. I don't know how I'm going to use my gel prints. Whether I'm going to have them be in the background. I don't know. But we've got the cover on and we've got the construction here. I'm feeling very good about this. And there's lots of room in here. I'm a little concerned about, you know, I hope this spine is going to be big enough.
I think it will be. I mean, depending on how. There's some extra there. I just, you never know.
You never know. And really, honestly and truly, you know, we could fold this another way.
Yes, there are multiple ways at this moment in time.
And that actually works better as far as evenly distributing. Look, Mariah, you see that?
Yeah.
Evenly distributing the pages and how they're going to open up. So it opens up like this, and then the rest of the pages just come out like this. And I think that's probably the way we'll go on that. Just that way. And the reason I like this particular...
the panels are cut to 6.5 by 7.5, which I said was not exactly an ideal usage of a 12 by 12 sheet.
No.
But it is what it is, and the thing is that you can keep those scrap pieces because, again, are wonderful for ATCs. You can keep the smaller ones for the spine pieces, because that's what I did. That was just a piece that I had left, not cutting down the panel or anything. So definitely keep all of those pieces. Be a crazy arty person and keep the pieces because you'll want them.
Well, I think this is coming along. You did a fine job there, Mariah.
Yeah, and the stuff that I ordered, the new chipboard, all they had available were the 8.5 by 11 sheets. So that's why I said, you know, for these types of things, is just fine. But normally we would have the 12 by 12 sheets.
Yeah.
This thing keeps catching. I don't know if y'all noticed that I keep.
All right. So here's our. Oh gosh. It must be humidity again today.
Thanks, Rob.
I don't know why that's not drying. Well, here I can do this. Help me to sit
He likes
here.
our squeaky cart. We call it a cart. I don't know. Is this a cart? I think it's a cart. They're server trays, serving up paint and other things. But our bearings need a little greasing. Look at that transfer.
It isn't a transfer.
Oh, is that underneath? Oh, I was like, man, that's...
We've got some stuff out here in the middle. And again, it's where I didn't brayer down on the...
Bye, Sophia. Thanks for hanging.
Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
Wasn't the chair. My chair's good.
And remember, this was the stencil was... What do you call it, Mariah? It's the one I made from scraps. I love it. Because it really...
It's Franken Crackle. Fracken Crackle. There we go.
Yeah. Anyhow.
It's a Franken one, but it's Fracken.
Yes.
Crackle.
I think this is just so beautiful down here where it and look, you can see some of the stencil in the background there. Anyway, I think, and that might even be a good candidate for one of our pages.
Yeah, they should not happen during a stream. Unless, like, you are, like, when you come back in, yes, you will get an ad. If you go out and you come back in, you will get an ad. When you very first come in, you will get an ad. If you stay in the stream, you should not get an ad as long as we are live. Now, during the replays, once it has rendered into kind of a regular video. YouTube loves to go hot mess crazy with the ads. I have to go back in once it is fully rendered, which takes time. And it is not like a, hey, or nor does it give you a little notification. That would be really nice. Hey, YouTube, there's an idea for you. Be like, hey, your thing's done. You want to make some decisions that, might affect your channel? Yeah, I do. Thanks. Anyway, sorry, that's that conversation. I go in and I remove the insane amount of ads that they put in because they try to put them in like every 2 minutes, which is really crazy. And we drop them in every 30 minutes on a 2-hour live stream. I feel like that's fair. Okay. They're probably doing things. Who knows? Trying to make their monies. Okay. We've been talking about you a lot today, Anthony. He really wants one of those things.
Amplifiers. Okay, isn't this wonderful?
Becky loves this. This is so Becky. Like, this is a Becky print.
I absolutely love it. And look at, can you see the little leftovers of this and that and leftovers on the edge? And boy, I just caught it in a couple places where I wanted to really, tear. And then this corner obviously didn't get any paint. I have to really watch that.
Mind your corners.
Mind your corners. Because if you don't get paint down, you can't pull up paint.
Ooh, yes. Yolanda says it looks like cool graffiti.
It doesn't it? I think it was really.
Yeah, and it was using the geotiling stencil that was altered on the edges. Thank you, Mo.
Yeah, that. Okay. Got to remember not to shove that in.
Now, tomorrow will be a very exciting day because we will be showing new stencils and stamps. It's my day to make something. I will probably do something in my journal. It is also the start of the color combo. Carrie's video will be out.
Do we have a color combo?
We do, but it's not the first, and it's not my place to be the first to, tell people about the color combo colors.
Well, I think I did a splendid job of getting enough paint on this thing to pull off all of the mucky muck.
Ooh. Oh, Anthony's going to mail us a raffle baron on Tuesday. Mini one we can give away to people.
Oh!
That's very sweet of you.
That is really sweet. If we have a print that you especially like.
If you want something,
Anthony?
Just let us know.
A little book or something. We should send you a print of something or whatever. Now, isn't this splendid? I know that this really, sometimes it doesn't mean a lot to people that you have.
I told him, Carrie.
Pulled these edges.
He couldn't stay away.
He couldn't stay away.
He's popping in. He's popping in. We've been talking about you.
Our inept measuring. It's always good for a couple of chuckles.
Save that for breakfast.
Yeah. Make you slightly ill if you're. But I do love these edges. And a lot of times I will get these edges on the pups because I don't take the paint out to the edge, and then when I put down the paper, but on this one, I think this is just wonderful. And I want you to notice that application of the paint in the background. There are two different colors.
Oh, Becky said it's the Baron for her retreat. Okay.
Oh.
There you go. You have to go to Becky's retreat to get a Baron. Although Anthony does hook us up from time to time.
Oh, yeah.
If y'all would like, subscribe, share, and do all that YouTube business that folks do, and we get to, because we're at 11,500 and something. When we hit 15,000, we will do. But that's a little ways away, y'all. But you could help us get there faster. Showing up, giving those thumbsy upsies. That's how you did it. Share it with friend.
Okay, now I'm going to turn this over. So
This is very interesting, and I don't think this was done.
It wasn't.
Okay. She's going to explain.
I'm going to explain this. I hope I will. I don't really remember how I did this. Okay, obviously the yellow is down.
I like the stars in there.
Put the stencil down.
Yes, paint was applied.
Paint was applied. Stencil put down.
Okay. Then you did the splotchy stuff?
Pulled all the paint up except for where the stencil was.
Okay.
Pull the stencil up. Let the stencil on. Did this
that
green stuff while the stencil was still down.
I was like, how did that happen?
How did that happen? Yes. Okay, now we've got to talk about what we're going to pull this with. Because look at all this wonderful stuff on the edge.
Hold on. We need to slow down a second here.
What?
Because you and I have worked that out. But that was not a very good explanation to folks. Oh. Okay. Let's slow this down. She rolled out the yellow paint. She put down the stencil. She pulled up the paint with
the yellow
tissue.
Paint. I was trying to find the ones that I pulled that, but I don't.
She may have already done something with them. She does things like that. Especially when she's, just midnight gel printing. Anyway, pulled up the paint.
Here, this is it.
There you go. Pulled up the paint. While the stencil was still down, she then added whatever green, tealy, watery...
Yeah, that stuff.
Washout. I'm assuming it's a washout with how much it beaded up as it is. Because that's what has happened. That is beaded up paint there.
Beaded up paint. That's what that is.
Then she pulled up the stencil and then put it on the rack to dry.
And it's been drying for many days now. Well, not many, but,
overnight.
Yeah.
This was done last night or yesterday.
Day before yesterday.
Oh.
Because remember, I worked all day yesterday on getting the rest of my stencils into there.
That was my report. Because I was like, we've got to do the studio tour. We have now promised it for the last 2 weeks. It's ridiculous.
And Mariah vacuumed.
I did.
I vacuumed some. But I try not to because it makes me ugly and it takes me a long time to recover.
Peace-plain.
Recover from that.
Did y'all get all that? Hopefully that was
okay.
A good description.
I'm hoping I'm going to have some time to do some stamp things for you, but I'm still waiting for that paper to dry. I can't cut my edges if the paper's wet.
Well, let me do it.
No, you can't because I got to stamp it first.
Oh. Okay.
I could. But it's wet, Mariah, and that doesn't cut well with the.
Gotcha.
Well,
maybe stamping on Tuesday.
One scissors.
Stamping on Tuesday.
Maybe so. That would be a good tweaky. Okay. So what are we going to put down here?
I don't know. But as I mentioned, I really like those stars back behind there that have, just keep tempting me. They look great with a lot of things that you've...
Yeah, no kidding. I really like stars.
Would you like me to roll your stencil thing over?
No.
No.
I don't want to do that.
Okay.
All right. So we've got yellow, we've got red, we've got green. I'm just thinking... bronze? Now see, what you have to do is you have to think about this side, because this is what you're going to be getting. So I'm going to use tissue paper and pull the whole thing like I did the other one.
I don't know about that. I'm kind of feeling orange, but
see, that's not...
It's going to eat up the yellow.
Hey, what about purple?
Yeah, do that. Maybe a light purple.
Okay.
Hi, Susan.
All right. What about our favorite?
Now you need to come tomorrow, Susan.
Our favorite
we're going to show
purple.
new stuff. Susan has stamps coming out tomorrow.
Accordion.
He did. He didn't have to show up. Oh, hey, Devin says pink. Pink.
Pink might be good.
I think the neon pink would be really great.
What is it?
The neon pink.
Oh, I don't think so.
We'll take the pink win. I don't know what pink we're going to be getting. I like the pink idea personally.
Well, I do too, but I'm not, the one is going to be too light. The one that I like all the time, it's too light. It doesn't have enough punch. This one doesn't have enough punch.
At least this is raspberry. I think that might be where she's leaning.
I am leaning that way.
Somewhere kind of in between the purple and the pink.
I'm trying to do this without having a horrible...
Mary's already had her first avalanche of the day.
Oh, she had? I'm trying to avoid that.
I know. We are on team neon pink, Yolande, but she is not. I know. I think it would be super fun. There you go.
I'm not going neon, but I am going...
That's close.
This is quinacridone rose. This is a good one. I want to put plenty on here because remember, I want to get out to my edges so that I can pull all of this wonderfulness stuff off of this around the edge. I don't need that anymore.
Now here, you will enjoy this. Mo has said, ignore the pinkness, red iron oxide. And that's so funny because one of the replays, we had a conversation about when in doubt, red iron oxide.
I feel you. And you don't know. I'm trying to kind of, I don't want to be accused of one of those people that I just am so predictable on my color choices.
Right.
I really, I don't want that to be. But now I'm getting a good coverage all over my plate here.
Yeah, you are. All right. Ooh, that's cute over there.
Isn't it?
What's that? Candy and everything? Y'all see that right down. Well, hopefully what will happen here. Yeah, that was well done.
That was a well placed.
There are some wrinkles, but that's what's going to happen.
It is.
Hopefully, my call, I'm going to, do the pull side pocket shut, calling the shots here. What's going to happen is that yellow is going to turn kind of a cool or a nifty orangey color. Peachy.
Let's do a little preview here.
I'm hoping that that's kind of the situation. No, it's still very bright, but as it soaks in, it still may. Keep this in your mind. That yellow may end up not being so yellow as it soaks in. That kitty is upset about something.
I love all those little green. Look at the green dots.
I love it. It looks kind of sickly, but in a weird, wonderful, pop color.
I know, and I wished there was more of this turquoise hither and yon. Because it really is nice too, but I do have it,
I like this.
I know. I think this is really
super fab. Good
this
call
is
on
gonna
the pink, y'all.
Fab. Okay,
would have been super fun with the neon. She just wasn't ready for that.
Can go there.
All right, you got 6 minutes.
6 minutes.
Well, and, waiting till Tuesday to do the stamping might be good because we have some new stamps that you may want to include in your
this is true.
Stamping business there.
This is very true. Now, I was going to do some, but I don't really have time for that. That's going to take more time to do my taping thing. And I don't think this one has enough, but we'll go ahead and put down some some color here on this because I think it's kind of cool looking. Um,
Oh, Darcy said you could always add the turquoise once it's pulled.
this is true.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using
80s bacteria. That was funny.
Ara Dark Gold Artist Acrylics.
Well, we will. Yes, I will show. So tomorrow will be the debut of the products. I don't know what I will be getting into 100%, but we will show them, and then P can use some of those on Tuesday. Because I haven't really planned out what I'm gonna do yet tomorrow. I need to do my printout of my postcard thing for the color combo.
I'm going to leave this and then we're going to do some taping off.
Okay.
Because I think that might be kind of cool looking there.
I like that mix.
I do too. I really like that mix. Okay, now here's how the original stamp started out. Is right here.
That's so cute. I love that. You should just make that into like a little card or something. I like the 3 heads and, you know, three girls and 2 cats.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
No, and sparkles. And it's happy rainbowy colors. Give me that. You will not. You will not.
I will not. I will get rid of that happy rainbow look. We're not having any of that nonsense.
No, and
I mean, I've already.
I don't know if you noticed what was on the backside, but we're just gonna ignore that.
What was on the backside?
Things that needed to go away. I deemed not as cool as the rainbow people zombie situation.
I'm not at all sure that I would go with that.
I know.
I
Bye, Ingrid. Thanks for hanging.
I can get a couple of stamps in here.
Now, while I still have y'all here, there's some that have not thumbsy up. See?
Yeah, y'all.
Please and thank you.
It's real necessary. Okay, so when I was doing this, I was looking at these little faces.
Okay, I just want to make a little thing and say, how wonderful was it to walk over and grab stamps?
Oh, it was really wonderful. And what was really wonderful is what was on the outside, written on the outside, is actually what was on the inside.
I rescued the rainbow.
Okay.
Now
so I really just wanted the heads, right?
Yeah.
And I like this head of this girl. I like the head of this girl. I thought this one just looked a little too nice.
Also, a couple other reminders here. Oh wait, here right at the end because we're kind of running around. Do you remember we still got double points until Tuesday? So when y'all want to shop and whatnot, there's that. But tomorrow is the big display or debut of new products.
Oh, and here's
double
the cat.
points.
I use some of the cat. I love the cat so much.
And if you just haven't gotten enough PM Artist Studio and you want to know about some things that happened in the past, our Saturday replays have been quite the little thing. People are showing up and chit-chatting during the premieres. I try to pop in as much as I can.
Well, that's what you were talking about. But that's really not a premiere. That means it's like the first time it's shown.
Well, it's a premiere of the replay from the oldies but goodies. And we still wanted to have the chat ability.
This is a little bit of a trick. Just getting their heads. Without
you could just
appendages.
You could just lop their little heads off and put their bodies on later.
I could. I've been known to do things like that.
Yes. Once you buy the stamps, they're up. That's totally up to you. Handle your heads as you will. Or whatever.
And see, that turquoise is still cool to the touch.
We're at time. But that's how you just... There you go, a little zombie head.
Little zombie head. And then you come in with your...
You're going to do more of this on Tuesday.
I will do more of this on Tuesday.
Jeanette says, use a Post-it note to block off the area. That is also a very good tip. This one over here. She just wanted to do it her way.
I swear to God, I cannot do a straight line of my
with those scissors, you
freaking
are not.
life
It's
dependent on it.
All right, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow. It's gonna be a fun one. Lots of things because it's the beginning of the month, and we will see you then. But until then,
Love you.
like a
long haul.
bye, guys.
Look at that cute little